Okay, today we are on the Fondant Hate Subreddit. It says here, a subreddit for the people fighting against the fad of beautiful cakes that taste awful. Here we shame the devil's sugary Play-Doh, rolled fondant, and praise its alternatives. They're setting out to change the world essentially. So there's another sub, awful taste but great execution. And this is the literal awful taste but great execution. I get it. And there are a few rules down here. Must hate fondant. Hate the fondant, not the people. There's a pinned post here. For anyone just visiting this sub, well, that's us. Apologies if you find your cake here and take offence to our hatred of your decoration choice, but we do really dislike fondant and want to do what we can to make that known until it is no longer a primary decor option for cake decorating. I'd like to point out that we are the biggest cake related subreddit, so it's safe to say fondant haters are the majority of cake eaters, and these opinions are strongly held by the majority. Wow. Saw this on Facebook, had to post here. Oh my days, that's just... So they took a terrible idea and then made it not even edible. I hate all of this. And then Satan said, make it a cake. This ticks me off. This is disgusting. Whoever made this cake needs to be put in prison. That's the nastiest thing I've seen on Reddit today. And I just saw a vid of a bum jerking off in Hollywood. Do you think those yarn balls are just giant balls of fondant? I love how this one is kind of glistening, it's got a sheen to it. They didn't even bother finishing the yarn balls, they just did a few stripes and called it a day. Okay, I kinda like the way this looks because it's just hitting me right in the nostalgia. We've got Gremlins, we've got Care Bears, we've even got Baby Sinclair down here.
I'm the baby.
Where are the snorks? So beautiful, but imagine biting into that. Again, it's the way it glistens. It looks like something else which I'm not going to reference because this is a family friendly show. That reminds me, I have laundry I need to take out of the dryer. That's some sweaty fondant. Once upon a time in the 90s when I was in first grade, I snuck into the pantry when my parents weren't looking and grabbed a whole box of fruit by the foot. I don't know what that is. Is it like those, oh yeah, I guess we call them fruit winders in the UK. Snuck back upstairs to my room as stealthily as possible, then had the bright idea to open every little fruit roll package and mash them into a huge mass. I remember being so excited about the huge horrifying lump of fruit by the foot I had created. I held it in my hand in amazement and played with it for a while before taking a huge bite. Then struggled for what seemed like minutes to chew and choked down that one bite. Probably could have died as my mouth felt welded shut halfway through chewing. By the time I had finally got down that one bite, I felt sick to my stomach. I went back downstairs full of guilt and regret and said, "Here, sorry," to my mum before handing her the sticky blob. Haven't thought about that in years, but this cake looks exactly like a bunch of mushed up fruit by the foot and took me back to that moment. Blair, username checks out. It's true. This is a cake I made for a lovely little boy who is mad about Henry, the Hoover. Oh, it's Henry though. You can't be mad about Henry. So were you all not terrified of him as kids or what? He still scares me. Nope, after early exposure to Mr. Blobby, the fear threshold was exceptionally high, I suppose. Just looked it up. I'm so sorry for you. Any children of the 90s, raised in the UK like myself, had that early exposure to Mr. Blobby. Not like the snowflakes of today. That's real stuff we had to put up with as kids. I don't know what is real anymore. Why would you make a cake of a vacuum for a little boy? I think it's a cartoon character but could be wrong. So do other people. Is that just a British thing? They're actually vacuums. Yes, they are. And they're so cute. I can see why a kid might like them. Yeah, these vacuums are everywhere in the UK. It's true. There's even other characters. It's not just Henry. They are actually brilliant vacuums. It's true as well. Sometimes little kids like really odd stuff. When my little cousin was roughly 3 to 6, he was obsessed with air conditioners and spatulas. My brother was obsessed with those tree car air fresheners and coloured light bulbs. Hey, I was too. Is this my brother? Alright, who ordered the collection of nightmare-inducing Play-Doh sculptures? Oh wow. Cinderella got warped through 18 dimensions. The Minion discovered meth. Belle had too many botched plastic surgeries. Buzz got stung by a bee on the cheek. And Minnie Mouse is a heroin addict serial killer. These look like plastic toys that were both chewed on by a dog while left out in the sun. The princess ones are bad but inoffensive. Buzz and Minnie are ugly but in a funny way. But that minion is a hell demon. It belongs in a horror movie, or one of those indie games YouTubers love so much about haunted kids things that jump scare you. I first thought Buzz Lightyear was Thomas the Tank Engine. We had a woman local to me actually use these pictures and tried selling them as cacks instead of cakes as a joke. She was saying she could do any character for £20. What's worse is people believed her and were trying to order. Happy birthday, Ajisa. Here is a drag queen prostitute with malpractice Botox and one singular dreadlock. That was strange. My brain had got used to seeing pictures of fondant cakes, and I was like, they've got them to move now, but no, this is an advert that has actual dogs in it. You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. It looks like some kind of claymation character. This artist went to Cake Nightmare School. The hand is bigger than the head, and the neck is the same thickness as his arm. No wonder it says demons. What's that? Melbourne Demons. What sport do we think they play? Oh, it's Australian rules football, which I know nothing about. I made a 100% fondant-free Totoro. Thanks for the modelling chocolate tip. I imagine this is going to get a great reaction, because not only is it anime, Studio Ghibli, but it's not fondant. Doing God's work over here. I don't know what's modelling chocolate. Me neither, really. Oh no, it looks like you can get pretty pliable with it. Ah, so are we saying like the eyes are modelling chocolate? And the nose? And the rest is just buttercream. My kid's birthday cake from a year ago. It was supposed to be a dinosaur. He looks kind of like Reptar. It's Baby Sinclair. Again, the green version. I hope you didn't pay somebody to do that. No, but that was the last time my mother-in-law was in charge of the birthday cake. He looks like Godzuki, but you might be too young to remember him. He was Godzilla's son. Yes, that's who he was modelled after. I lived in Japan, but I haven't heard of Godzuki. Oh, that's because he appeared in the 1978 Hanna-Barbera television series, Godzuki. Cool guy, cool guy. It literally looks like oil-based clay, like I could take a bite out of it and it would just clump in my mouth and suffocate me. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I haven't played with that stuff for decades, but it used to be all over when I was a kid. That's exactly what it looks like. This one is just horrifying. Oh, you get a real sense of the thickness of the fondant there. I don't like how the brown is kind of smeared onto the grey part. Knocked a little birthday treat up for my fiance. I don't get the title. Did they beep the cake? Is this referencing the verb to knock up? Maybe this was posted by a British person. Yes, I'm in the UK. If you knock something up, it's a casual way of saying you make something. Implies minimal effort. But yeah, if you didn't know that, this title would be perhaps like the Knocked Up as used in the film Knocked Up starring Seth Rogen. Someone's tried to replicate the first character on this cake, which means the voiced pharyngeal approximant or fricative. An invitation to voiced pharyngeal fricative someone. Is it GME like the GameStop stock? It kind of looks like a rocket, so maybe. Also kind of looks like a penis, lol. Yeah, I did think that. We had no expectations, yet here we are, disappointed. Seems a sad way to celebrate. I hate Minions, I really do. There's not many things I hate in this world, but Minions are one of them. And someone else agrees with me. Wonder if there's a Minions hate subreddit. Well, no, there's a Minion memes subreddit. Maybe I'll bookmark this one. I don't quite want to put myself through that today. Maybe when I'm feeling a bit more masochistic. I think with that I'm done. Enough hate for today. I get why this exists. Looking at that PlayStation image, it was kind of gross. And it just didn't seem right. I think I can say I don't feel as strongly about fondant hate as the people on this subreddit, but that's what makes the world a beautiful place. After seeing all this and being turned on to the idea of modelling chocolate, I do have to agree. These people have a point. So while it's not somewhere I'll visit on a regular basis, I do wish them well in their cause. Now please excuse me while I try to get the image of that tick cake out of my head before sleeping tonight.